now to the reaction following the historic conviction of former President Donald Trump. A Manhattan jury finding him guilty on all 34 felony counts in his hush money trial. Trump will be sentenced in July. His lawyer says they will appeal now. ABC's Perry Russum reports.
Former President Trump defiant in the face of his felony conviction.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
After becoming the first former U.S. president convicted on criminal charges, Trump heading to a fundraiser in New York City.
Never surrender!
His campaign says their fundraising website was overwhelmed with donations, causing the site to crash. Democrats also looking to cash in. President Biden posting a link to his fundraising website minutes after the verdict. There were celebrations outside the courthouse as Trump was found guilty on all 34 felony charges in his hush money trial over payments made to former adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election.
While this defendant may be unlike any other in American history, we arrived at this trial and ultimately today at this verdict in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors.
Questions remain over how this will affect the race for the White House. An ABC News Ipsos poll from earlier this month finds 80% of Trump supporters say they would continue to back Trump if he's convicted. 16% say they'd reconsider. 4% would no longer support. Reaction coming in from leaders on Capitol Hill.
I said from the beginning that even the charges were a partisan exercise by a Democratic district attorney.
This is an affirmation that the rule of law works, that it can be applied to everyone, including a former president.
Trump's attorney on CNN saying they will appeal the conviction.
At the end of the day, there were key decisions made before the trial started and during the trial that I don't want to use a fair or unfair, but that we think were not consistent with the law.
Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Trump is scheduled to be sentenced July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Trump is set to have a news conference later this morning. And after the verdict, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker issued a statement reacting to the decision. On social media, he says in part, quote, Donald Trump is a racist, a homophobe, a grifter, and a threat to this country. He can now add one more title to his list, a felon. The governor added that he thinks the former president will never win office once again. Meanwhile, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds showed her support for the former president. In a statement, she says in part, quote, for years, Democrats like Alvin Bragg have been trying to put President Trump in jail with complete disregard for our democracy and the will of the American people.